So here we go, guys. Are you ready to make some amazing vegan beef, steak, and cheese burritos? I am too. So no further ado, let's go. First thing we want to do is we want to take about 16 or 30 baby bella mushrooms and wipe them off. Don't rinse them because they're really porous. Wipe them off, wipe the dirt off, and then chop them into little bite-sized pieces, right? So that's what we're doing with the mushrooms. We're also going to go ahead and take some jalapeno peppers, about a half a jalapeno pepper, and chop that up along with some garlic, about 4 cloves of garlic, 4 cloves, and we're going to do everything in a nice bite-sized pieces because we don't want any big chunks of anything in our mouths when we're eating it. We're also going to take one medium onion. We're going to chop that up again into little bite-sized pieces. I like to make all my vegetables little bite-sized pieces so that when you're eating them, you get little bites of onion, little bites of garlic, little bites of jalapeno. Nothing too much, nothing too overpowering. So we're going to take that and we're going to separate all of our onions, our jalapenos, our garlic, and our mushrooms, and we're going to get all that ready for the skillet. Here I've got some vegan butter, and I don't know the brand, but it's pretty popular now, and I'm just cutting a half a stick into about 6 different pieces there. And so all that is our vegetables. We're going to get ready for the skillet. I'm going to take a few pieces of that butter, kind of get it melted, and take our chopped up mushrooms. Chop those mushrooms up. Then what we're doing right here is we're just making sure that all of our mushrooms get coated, because mushrooms, as you guys know, are very porous. They have a lot of moisture, a lot of water in them. So we're going to render those down. I got it about a medium-high heat. Thanks to the magic of television, you'll see that I just magically sauteed those down in a medium-high heat to make all that water come out. And then when that water evaporates, it's going to look a little something like this. And then I'm going to reduce that heat down to a simmer. Now we're going to take half of our onions, half of our garlic, half of our peppers, and we're going to put that into our skillet with our sauteed mushrooms, right? And we're going to stir that till the mushrooms and the garlic and the onions get all happy. And then we're going to start adding some of our seasonings to this. We're going to put another pat of butter in there, and then we're going to add the Chipotle pepper seasoning mix that I have, just a little bit of that in there, kind of mix that up. We're also going to add a tablespoon of Better Than Bouillon Sofrito. That stuff is magic. You can find it in the soup section somewhere. And then we're just going to mix that in, let it get all happy, render, add those flavorings. I'm going to add here some crushed red pepper. I love crushed red pepper. If you don't like it extra hot, don't add it. Some hot chili powder with smoked paprika. I got that at Trader Joe's. Some Old Bay seasoning. You can't go wrong with Old Bay. And we're going to mix that all up. Now this is on a medium, probably simmer. I think now we're going to simmer it, and we're just going to let that kind of sit, let those marinades and those spices get all happy, and we're going to cover that up. And we're just going to let that start rocking down on simmer until we get ready for our next ingredient, which is our replacement for our rice that's going to go in our burrito. So Farro is an ancient grain that's been cultivated for thousands of years. We're going to add a little bit of EVOO here, and it traces its origins back to Mesopotamia and Egypt. They've been using this a long time. It has a nutty flavor, it's a chewy texture, so it's awesome replacement for rice. It's going to give it a lot of depth and a lot of flavor. It's high in protein, fiber, and all that good stuff. So to the mushrooms, we're going to add a can. I took a can of black beans and I rinsed them and I strained them, and I put them in with the mushrooms just to kind of cook a little bit, and we're going to put that back on simmer. Now I held back half of the black beans so that I can put into the refried beans that we're going to add to our burritos. And I got a can of organic refried pinto beans. We're just going to open that up, put that in another skillet or another pot, and just kind of heat them up so that it's melted. and I'm gonna put the other half of the black beans in with that, and that is it, done dada. Now, for the main ingredient, which is the meat, we're gonna take the other half of our onions, our garlic, and our pepper, and some butter, and we're just gonna melt that down and saute it till it gets about translucent, right? We don't wanna brown it. We're gonna add some Chipotle pepper seasoning. We're gonna add our spicy taco seasoning of your choice. I'm using my special blend that I got at Trader Joe's. I like that brand. And we're just gonna mix all of that into there as those onions and peppers, that trinity, is sauteing down. And now we are going to add in our Beyond Meat. So a little bit about Beyond Meat. It's not just another meat substitute. This stuff is a game changer. It's made from simple, natural ingredients, and it delivers the same savory flavors and satisfying texture as traditional ground beef. I also added some Beyond Steak Bites, which is made out of seitan, and that's just gluten-free flour. It's an awesome, great substitute. I'm chopping it up into bite-sized pieces so that when you bite into it, it just kind of has the replication of steak, and it does. The texture is great. Beyond Meat is an incredible versatility when you're in the kitchen, whether you're making burgers, tacos, pasta sauce, meatballs. It Beyond Meat just performs beautifully. It cooks like regular ground beef. It tastes like regular ground beef, especially if you season it right. Now here I got a can of organic crushed tomatoes. I'm using half a can, and I'm mixing that in as the Beyond Meat cooks, I'm adding a little bit of more taco seasoning here. And when this is done, cooks, like I said, just like ground beef does. If you're making a conscious choice to support sustainable food practices, reduce your environmental footprint, and you just don't want to eat beef, you don't like the way it digests, you're looking to switch to vegan, this is your answer. This is your answer. This stuff is amazing. So basically what I'm doing here, I have this on a medium heat, right? Medium, high heat. And I'm just browning it like you would ground beef. Now what I've done is I've added to that the mushrooms, the beans, the peppers, all that, those sauteed mushrooms, and I've added that to the ground beef. And this is the texture, right? That's the texture after everything just kind of cooks down on a medium heat. That's the texture you're looking for, right? So now we're going to reduce that down, put it on simmer, and it's time to start rolling our burritos. So we have all of our necessary ingredients together, and we're ready to go ahead and start rolling them. So I took a tortilla here that I've kind of heated up. We have a layer of our refried beans, and we're going to take some of our beef mixture that we just made up. I forgot to add the shredded vegan cheese, but you can add the shredded vegan cheese. That's a must. You have to put that on there. And I also added our Farro, our rice, a layer of rice. I just didn't film it. I forgot. My bad. So I stick it in the oven after you roll that like a burrito. Stick it in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes just till everything kind of cooks, gets happy and hot. And then here is the final product, right? So hot I had to get some paper towels so I didn't burn my hands, because when I rolled it in aluminum foil. I like to put a layer of wax paper to separate my aluminum foil from my food in between, but roll that up, let it go in the oven 350, and there's your finished product. There's your finished product. See the cheese melting. You see it. See the cheese melting here. You see me about to take a taste. This stuff is amazing. You cook this and you make this burrito and you serve it to a meat eater, they're not going to know the difference. They're not going to know the difference. No more buying beef and just everything that comes with that. This is vegan. It's good for you. You're eating plants. You're eating plants. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's the video. Leave comments in there. Let me know what you think. But please make this. You'll thank me later. You'll thank me later.